All right, let's dive right in. Every single dental practice, including yours, is sitting on an absolute goldmine of information. It's your own unique knowledge. Today, we're going to talk about how you can unlock all that value instantly. I mean, just think about this for a second. What if, instead of digging through folders or searching through old emails, you could just ask a question? A question about a patient's really complex history, or a specific billing code, or even your own internal protocol for a procedure, and the exact answer you need just appears. That's not science fiction anymore. It's what we're going to break down right now. So let's start by putting a name to the challenge that every single clinic faces, whether you actively think about it or not. And that's the challenge of managing your own information. I mean, it's just a simple truth, right? From the moment a patient calls to book an appointment all the way to filing that final insurance claim, every single step is powered by information. It is the absolute lifeblood of your practice. But here's the problem. That critical information is scattered, well, everywhere. It's in your patient records, it's in PDFs of research papers you've saved, it's buried in those super complex insurance manuals, and it's hidden away in staff training documents. It's like having a huge, disconnected library where nothing is organized. So you know what happens next when you need that one specific detail, like a quick note from a patient's file from 3 years ago. It becomes this manual, time-consuming search. It's frustrating, it's inefficient, and honestly, it pulls you and your team away from what you do best, taking care of your patients. But what if you could finally tame all that chaos? Well, let's introduce the solution. I want you to think of it like the perfect digital librarian for your clinic, or maybe the ultimate dental assistant, one that has a perfect memory and works at the speed of light. Okay, this is the most important part. We're talking about an AI that you feed your documents. It learns exclusively from your patient histories, your billing guides, your clinical notes. It does not use the public internet, and that means the answers it gives are 100% relevant, they're accurate to your practice, and they are completely private. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, how does this actually work? Is it some kind of black magic? Well, it's not magic, but it is incredibly clever. Let's peel back the curtain just a little and break down how it thinks, and I promise we'll keep it super simple. It really just boils down to a simple 3-step process. First, it finds. When you ask a question, it zips through all your files and locates every relevant piece of information. Second, it informs. It gathers up all those key facts and hands them to a powerful AI brain, basically saying, here's the context, use only this information. And finally, step 3, it answers. The AI then writes a perfect, clear answer for you. And, this is key, it even tells you which documents it used, so you can always trust the result. And this right here, this is the absolute game changer. You know how a traditional file search works. You type implant complication, and you get every single document that happens to have those 2 words. This new way is different. It understands context. It knows that postoperative sensitivity, periimplantitis, and implant failure are all related ideas. It actually searches for the meaning behind your question. This slide explains it all perfectly. The old way is what you do now. You search for implant complication, and bam, you get a giant list of 157 documents to sift through. Good luck with that. But the new way is a whole different world. You can ask a much smarter, more specific question, like, which of my patients with diabetes have had implant complications? And you don't get a list of files, you get a direct, actionable answer. Mrs. Jones and Mr. Chen. See the difference? It's like being handed the answer instead of being handed a giant stack of files. So, that's the how. But let's get to the why, the part that really matters. What does this technology actually do for the day-to-day operations of your clinic? How does it make things, well, better? The benefits? They're immediate, and they're huge. We're talking about saving countless hours on administrative tasks. You're actually improving patient care because you have a complete picture of their history in seconds. You're streamlining that nightmare of insurance and billing. Your whole team can instantly access the correct clinical protocol every single time, which means fewer errors and more consistency across the board. So let's see this in action. Picture this. A new patient walks in, and they hand you this thick file from their previous dentist. Instead of you or your staff spending 20 minutes reading through it, you just ask this. Instantly, you get a perfect, concise summary of every diagnosis, treatment, and note related to their periodontal health. You are fully prepped for that appointment in seconds. Or think about this administrative headache. Your assistant can ask it to do this. The system is smart enough to pull the patient's clinical need from their chart, cross-reference it with their specific insurance plan's details from your saved manuals, and draft a perfect pre-authorization letter. A task that took, 15, 20 minutes of focus? Now it's done in 15 seconds. Just think about that. And for consistency and safety, this is just invaluable. A new hire, or even a longtime team member who just wants to double-check, can ask this question and get the clinic's official step-by-step procedure right away. No ambiguity, no searching for an old binder, just the right information right now, ensuring the highest standard of care every single time. So let's bring this all home. The goal here isn't to add another complicated piece of software to your practice. The goal is to leverage the single most valuable asset you already have, your own knowledge. And let's be really clear about this. This technology does not replace your talented staff. It empowers them. It's like giving your best employees a superpower. It removes the frustrating, time-wasting parts of their job so they can focus on what really matters, providing excellent patient care. So I'll just leave you with this thought. What could you do with all the time you'd save? How much could you improve patient outcomes, team satisfaction, and your bottom line if every single piece of information your clinic has ever created was available at your fingertips in the answer to a single question?